gentlemen, I'll give you the 2022 Chinook display. The aircraft now brakes to the left to reset for its next manoeuvre and offset wing over to the left. It's a challenging manoeuvre with the co-pilot Flinny, who's sat in the left-hand seat, not only calling out Smithy's pitch angle, roll, his heights and speeds, but also glancing out to the left-hand side, talking him around until he can see his display line again. This year, the Chinook display captain is Flight Lieutenant Matt Smythe, known as Schmitty. Schmitty joined the Air Force in 2007 and has been on 27 squadrons for the past 10 years. He's a training captain and has operated in Afghanistan, Mali, Falklands and Europe, amongst many others. Back in the UK, he was the captain of the National Standby Aircraft called to support the crisis at Wavy Bridge in 2019. The aircraft now setting itself up for the famous roller coaster where the aircraft will be pitched up to 50 degrees and then back down to 50 degrees nose down twice. During this manoeuvre, the challenge for the crew is to descend onto the craft centre between nose overs whilst controlling a 15-ton aircraft which is being pushed or pulled by the wind. In the cockpit today, Flight Lieutenant Simon Spring, one of our two display co-pilots in the season. He joined the Royal Air Force in 2010 before converting to the Chinook and joining 27 Squadron in 2017. He deployed to Mali, Falkland Islands to support UK operations and been on several overseas training exercises. He enjoys skiing, is a keen triathlete and barbecuing no matter what the weather. The aircraft now move away to our right and pulls up by 30 degrees into an offset right-hand wing over. The crew are going to be running in from the right for a solo nose over. This manoeuvre is more difficult in this direction as Schmitty can no longer see the crowd line to judge his spacing, so it's totally reliant on Flinny's direction for accuracy. Nose over, Delta. And now we'll probably be able to listen to the crews as they conduct the nose over. Good eye, good speed. Good eye, good speed, stand by, ready, enter, now, 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 50, open up, 10, 20, 30, 40, 400 feet, 350, 300, 250, 200, pedal turn next, 90, 100 knots, 150. And now out to crowd left for the pedal turn. As the aircraft passes this time, Schmitty, who's in the right-hand seat, has a full view of everyone, so please give him a big wave. This display today demonstrates how surprisingly manoeuvrable this large helicopter is. Most of the manoeuvres are born out of real tactical skills employed in operations around the world. During these manoeuvres, the co-pilot sergeant constantly conducting around the cockpit, expecting the aircraft performance and monitoring aircraft speed, pitch, roll parameters, and height for laying to Schmitty so he can remain high down. As the aircraft moves away to crowd right, the aircraft is about to complete what we believe to be one of our most impressive frontline manoeuvres, the nose-down quick stop. This allows the pilots to decelerate rapidly and turn on the sixpence, allowing the crew to land quickly to support troops in need of assistance. Fly cross cockpit, allowing our crewmen, Scotty, who enjoyed the best view of the house. This is your chance to give him a huge wave as they cross the display area. In the cabin today is Sergeant Scott Morris. Scott joined the Air Force in 2009 as a logistics flyer deployed to Afghanistan. Before applying to become aircrew. He completed his training and joined 27 squadron in 2018, and in his 4 years on squadron he is deployed to Mali and Australia. He's a keen golfer, though he admits to himself that his ability does not match his enthusiasm. Continually used by the Air Force as a battlefield helicopter for over 40 years. It first saw action in the Falkland Islands conflict in 1982 and has been operational use in Iraq, Afghanistan and most recently Mali, to name a few. Its heavy lift capability combined with power, speed and agility ensure that even during the hottest summers and darkest nights, the force always completes its mission. Supporting the display aircraft this year are an exceptional team of engineers, many fresh back from operations in Mali. Leading the engineers is our engineering officer, Flight Sergeant Neil Eaton. We could not put on this fantastic display for you today without their hard work and dedication. The crew are now approaching a quarter of a mile to the left of the display station where they'll be focused on returning the aircraft to the hover. Shortly they'll pull power and climb the aircraft whilst applying left pedal, taking the Chinook skywards into the Gorney corkscrew, rapidly rotating and climbing to 800 feet. And here they go. The Gorney corkscrew came from the Chinook force time in Bosnia. It means that the crew can protect themselves from all directions whilst departing landing sites at the bottom of the steep valley. And coming off the top, they begin their 405 degree spiral descent. Everyone at 27 Squadron are extremely proud to be bringing you the 2022 Chinook display. We do this alongside our operational and frontline deployment commitments whilst also conducting all our regular duties, training and tasking throughout the UK. The aircraft is now running back in towards the crowd before braking to the right at high speed. This is most likely time to hear our famous blade slapper to enjoy the full force of the Chinook.
I had some for sale.
At this point, we'd also like to give a huge shout out to Lex Smythe, Smithy's wife. Thank you for all your support you show us on this football. This year, the team are proud to highlight the work the Royal Air Force Benevolence Fund does as well, supporting serving personnel, veterans and the wider RIAT family. So as you can see up crowd right as the crew reposition for a wing over, Smithy can see into the turn, meaning it's easier for him to set up accurately for a running and landing. Get your cameras ready as the crew will touch down on the back wheels of the aircraft. This is a technique used during emergencies or when very heavy to safely land the aircraft with as little power as possible. After landing, the pilot makes subtle control adjustments to hold the Chinook at up to 20 degrees nose height. It allows Smithy to run the aircraft down the runway while slowing and eventually coming to a stop. To add to this, the unique car suspension will then accelerate backwards to take off. Right before departing backwards in an over-the-shoulder departure. Don't forget to enter our photo competition for the chance to win one of our official Chinook display team patches. Please send us your best shots for today's display, as we do love looking through them. The email address to enter, see our Chinook display team's social media feeds, and good luck to those taking part. And now we must say goodbye. It's been an absolute...
As a result of all of that, Hungary plans to keep behind in service until at least 2025. Their roles are being expanded to include providing support to the civilian population, for example on flood or disaster relief missions if required. Hungary is considerably bolstering its helicopter fleet. After behind, they're getting Airbus A425Ns, deliveries of which started in late 2019. They've also bought 60 Airbus 325Ns, the of the Cougar or Super Puma. There are 20 pairs for their landing. Shows organised by the air taxi team. They've attended over the years, but never before in this display combination.
Not actually that often to see helicopters in formation, let alone different types of helicopters in formation. They're into the first manoeuvre known as the combat turn, by split and synchronised stall turns at opposite ends of the showground. Czechoslovakia was among the first Warsaw Pact users of the Hind when they took delivery of 924G models in 1982, and then the V, like we see here, from 1985. The Czech Republic has received some newer Mi-35 models. That's the export version of the 24V. They've also supported the use of Hinds by the newly reformed Afghan Air Force. These are now all upgraded to NATO standards in terms of communications equipment, especially, and very much integrated into the alliance. In fact, the squadron that operates the Hinds is a member of the NATO Tiger Association, and we've seen some very spectacular colour schemes on the Hinds from the unit here in the past. The other machine in this formation, the Hip, is part of the most successful helicopter family in terms of production run in the world. The little Mi-8 was the start of it, developed as a new turbine-powered utility helicopter for the Soviet Armed Forces. More than 70 running in from the right. It's from the 7th Special Operations Squadron, the Bell Boeing CD-22B Osprey. Now this, of course, is a tilt rotor aircraft. The big